Hi everybody, Adam here. Welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be playing Mini Motorways, carrying on our Mini Motorways journey. We're going to be playing on Cairns, which is in Australia. It says tackle the traffic in Cairns, the gateway to the Great Barrier Reef. Interested to see what some of the challenges might be here. I'm expecting maybe a bit of water, but also maybe some mountains or some different on land obstacles. We'll see what we get here. In terms of score, it's a really high peak around, what's that? It's probably around 1200, 1300 there. So we're going to look to ideally get past 1600. And really, honestly, we probably want to be closer to 2400 for an ideal situation here. But we'll see what the challenges are. We'll see how well this goes. You never know what the game's going to give you other than challenges, which it looks like we're already going to get some here. This is some mountains that we're dealing with. Oh, look at that. We've got two houses connected there. These mountains are going to require tunnels. So we've got tunnels down here. We've got bridges. So we're going to get lots of fun stuff to deal with. Ideally, I always try to keep the different roads that we put down separated out by color and store. But what we're trying to do here, we want to get the vehicles from the orange houses to the orange store here, and making sure that each little bit of demand that pops up for that store is met. And look at that, we've got another orange store here. So, ideally trying to keep only the houses for a given store on that roadway and trying to keep colors separate. But you can see here already that we've been given an interesting challenge by the game with these mountainous areas. I'm expecting that it's going to be a little more difficult to keep things separate. We're going to have some shared roadways probably. So that will keep things exciting, but we'll see what the game lets us do here. I always joke the game is very much, things are easy. You're feeling good about how everything's coming together until all of a sudden the game just decides it's going to throw the monkey wrench in and, start making some crazy placements. And I would say that we are already in a little bit of, awkward territory here, a little bit of craziness. To have this many houses and such a small gap that we're trying to fit these roadways through, we're going to be in for some fun times here. Let's take, so end of week one here, we've got the option for 2 traffic lights and 20 road tiles, or just 1 roundabout and 20 road tiles. We may need traffic lights on this map, but I'm not a huge fan of them, so I think the roundabout is likely to be more useful here. Now, I'm tempted to use the tunnel here and split up these houses and the stores, but true to form, the game does like to throw monkey wrenches in, and I'm going to choose to use our tunnel for dealing with this yellow store here. So we're connecting the yellow house around to the yellow store. I'm guessing we're going to get more houses spawning in here, but hopefully they'll be on the same side of the mountain as this house here. That'll just make it easier, but who knows what the game will do. The game could be crazy, but no, it's actually not bad there. So we can just move those. Oh, we got multiple houses. So everybody's on the same roadway there for the yellows heading through the tunnel to the other side. And naturally, let's pause for a second. Naturally, the game is like, let's make things a little more exciting for you. Let's put a orange house outside the boundaries here and just make it harder for you to connect that up. So we'll rejig things a little bit. So now the oranges are all going to the orange stores, the yellows to the yellow. At least we've got the colors separated that way so we don't have any extra traffic. The other thing that happened here, we've got the orange store on this side has become an arena, so it's going to have even more demand, more cars that are going to need to come over to it. So that's going to keep things exciting over there. Oh, and then okay, now we've got a blue store and a blue house. And that is awkward. I don't love that. Can we do better? Can we do better? I'm wondering. We do have the roundabout. Maybe we should put the roundabout in there. And then if we bring that house, actually, let's go like that. And then if we bring that out this way, at least that way, the roundabout should keep things a little sane. I don't really want to make the entranceway to the arena even more crowded. So I think that's going to be ideal. We've only got 4 road pieces left. This level is not playing around. It has hit the ground running from the get-go. We've got the second blue one here. This orange one is awkwardly laid out. We could connect it over there. I think we'll wait for the time being. Now, and there, naturally, let's see, we're almost at the end of the week. I think we'll wait a moment before we hook that. Oh, no tunnels. I was really hoping for a tunnel there. So let's take the 40 road tiles and let's pause for a second. I had really hoped we would get a tunnel because this dark blue store over here, super awkward in its placement. What are we gonna do? The houses are all down in this little corner over here. What are we going to connect? I mean, I kind of feel like, well, so these are gonna have to come through here. So these are gonna have to come out this way. They're gonna have to connect to this. And then I kind of feel like what we just need to do is we're gonna need to connect this up to there. Is not ideal, not in the slightest. We're gonna connect those 2 sets of roadways together. It's gonna be messy, but for now, that shouldn't be too bad, hopefully. Early game, we can probably handle that with minimal issue. That is really messy, though. Would really be nice to get a tunnel. Oh, but a tunnel's not even going to help us. That's another awful placement. Because now we're gonna have to connect that there. And this, we'll take that light blue onto there. I mean, we could do a light blue road around, like, I don't even think we've unlocked. Yeah, we haven't unlocked up here yet to build anything. So this is truly the only way that we can get light blues across to the side of the board. Like, we desperately need a tunnel to try to get some sanity and some separation of traffic through here. So like I said, the game does go, and then we got a light blue down, another light blue down here. These houses are all intermingling, but the game just, The game decides when it's going to go crazy and throw all sorts of bizarre stuff at you. And this map is just from the get-go, like right to 11, maximum chaos. We're now up to 100. Oh, so now let's pause because now we've got a yellow store that filled in over here. At least we can bring this one over here. This one's still a regular store, so I feel like we could take this here and we could. It doesn't even really help us because the yellows could come through this side anyways. So we're not separating anything here. So we might as well keep it connected so that we minimize other weird spawns that could pop up in here. Because the game is not above doing that. Like ideally, I wouldn't want these two yellows sending cars through to here. A tunnel and 20, that is both amazing and still terrifying because I'm not sure what craziness the game is going to throw at us. I think since things are kind of doing okay, I'm going to leave it for a moment before I add any alternate routes in because I'm expecting that the game is going to do something devious and annoying. So the light blue over here is now an arena, so that's going to have more demand. Not unexpected. We're up to 150-ish for our score. So every time one of those demands gets satisfied by a car, then we end up getting a point. 160 now, and in the early game the score goes up, it's moderate. It doesn't go up too fast, but once you get into the late game and the traffic really starts to ramp up, they really give you a lot of this, like your score just starts going crazy because the traffic that's flowing through, you just got points popping up all over the place if things are set up well. Now we've got a yellow over here, which does give us two that can go in here. Like we could separate that at least. That doesn't really buy us much of anything because like I said, things can still come in this way down to the yellows. But we are going to need to connect this in here so that yellows can get up to this particular one. I'm feeling like we're going to want to tunnel pretty soon through this lower area. But I also don't know if the game is going to give us much of an opportunity to make that work well. Let's take another tunnel. I mean, a bridge could be useful, but I feel like at the moment it's all about the tunnels. Now, with two tunnels, I'm actually tempted. So if we were to come back this way, and if we were to take this one up there, and then we were to take this one down here, it kind of makes things maybe, I mean, it doesn't really simplify anything. It might clear things up a little bit, but what do we want? How do we see, the problem is now we've got so many houses and roadways down on this part of the map here on the lower right that it's hard to get a tunnel through here and have it get to anything in a reasonable way. And now that I'm looking at it, we don't even have a motorway yet, which I guess makes sense because like it would be hard to like you need tunnels. Tunnels are very important. I'm curious. Can we get like if we brought a tunnel through down here, like where would it go to get to there? I wonder if we it's interesting. It's so cluttered. So cluttered. Maybe we'll just let it run a bit more and see where things go. See if the game maybe helps us out and gives us some other options that we can do for rerouting traffic. So we're over 200 now, so that's good. There's another orange, and we got a blue, light blue that popped up down here. That's pesky and annoying. Almost lets us, I guess, sever this roadway because things for the yellow and the blues could just come from down here, but we also do need those yellows up top. Awkward, awkward. And let's pause for a sec. These oranges really need to get through to this side of the map. I wonder if that is something that we can do. If we took a road from say here and we went this way, and we went like that. I mean, we could even can make this a bit tidier. It's not that much tidier, but anyways, like if we did something like that and then we like severed the roadway right here, it doesn't feel like it would be that much longer for things to get there. That still leaves two houses for this right here. That could make thing like because you could go like that then, and you wouldn't need that. Like I think that makes things ultimately better for the oranges. And it kind of probably makes things better for these light blues, because these light blues, if we go like that, these could come here. I don't like making full-on right angles. Like that's better. I mean, you could even have that come on there. It's not perfect, but it does, I think, make things a bit cleaner. Let's try running with that. Does that put things in a better... Let's pause for a sec. So now we've got this dark blue that's going across the top of the screen. I don't like making those. I always like to try to keep the roads as neat as possible. I know they always go crazy eventually. So I think that's better. Oh, and there we got a motorway and a bridge. We already have a bridge still. Like we haven't used our one bridge. So I'm gonna take the motorway because then what I'm curious about, because this I feel like we could, like if we sever that, and then if we were to, oh, they don't like motorways going over mountains, do they? Like if we go like this, it's going to, how is it going to let us do it? Then we could sever that. That becomes, I think that simplifies things quite a bit. Like we don't need the roundabout there then anymore. Why is there a why is there an orange? Why is there an orange up there? Like what? Why are you spawning stuff there? That is not useful. Oh, and then look at that. What do we get? We get a dark, this dark orange over here across the water, of course. What a horrible place for that to spawn. So now if we bring this over here, that connects that. So now we definitely are going to be on the lookout for bridges because we have used our bridge. Wish the demand was a little lower on this arena. Feel like I want to connect that there because I do want to give these oranges the opportunity to contribute there. We got a yellow here that needs to get hooked up. Pink? What the heck is pink doing up there? Oh, and then it's over. Really? The only pink one that we have is over on the exact opposite end of the board. What the heck is that? What the heck? All right, well, I think for now we're going to put that yellow into there. We are on Sunday, so maybe we can wait a moment and see. Oh, okay, so we got a motorway. We're going to need to use that, but really, let's pause for a second. And then there's a light blue over here. What is up with that? So I think what we're going to do, because I can see this yellow up here is not getting what it needs. So I feel like it would probably be better if we severed this connection right here. These three can more than deal with that. They can help with this over here. I mean, I could leave a connection, but I think for now, like what would be useful would be to do, we bring these two down. We bring you onto that roadway and we bring you up. I don't want to make that all. Let's try not to be too windy with the road, but if we do that, can we get a motorway up there? Let's see if that works. There's a lot of pink houses down here now. Ah, this orange here is turned into an arena. I don't like that. Got a dark blue up here. That means we need these oranges to actually, we need them to be useful to us. I could bring these down and they could use the motorway in reverse. Don't like that, but I kind of feel like we need to do that in the short term because we just don't have enough otherwise. What? Why? Just why? Why would you put a yellow store right there? That just seems mean. Doesn't seem like anything other than super mean. If we go like that, what do we do? I mean, I guess we could come down like that, and we could make you not go through there. That's probably tidier. We got a lot of things having to crisscross the map here, though. I don't love that. We're up at around 450. So much chaos so early on. Let's pause for a second now. We've got light blues over here, which are going to be needed for this probably, because this light blue has become an arena. So we've got two light blue arenas, but not a lot of houses on this end of the map. Thinking it's probably time. Can we, yeah, get rid of the roundabout needs to come back. This can go up onto here. You guys can handle that, but what we probably need to do is to have that roundabout so there's pinks coming back and forth here. There's going to be oranges. So if we do that, we could have an arm that comes up like that. Don't love that. That means that the yellows are going to be intermingling again. It keeps things not separate for the yellows. That is annoying. But I feel like for the, oh, now we've only got one road. Can we do that? Need one more piece of road. There. Don't love, like, I feel like we've really got a bit of a tangle of roads going on here. But, oops, that you stay down there. Can't get that light blue connected at the moment. But we have to live with that for the time being. But I think we're sending everything enough traffic at the moment. a bridge and 20. Pause for a second. Another dark blue. We can deal with that though with this roadway up here. That is doable. Can we actually, we could go across there. I wonder if we want to. Could we sever this? Yeah, the trouble with severing this though is that we need these yellows. I mean, if we go this way, what are we looking at? Is it even doable? I mean, that feeds two across, but I mean, I guess we could go like this, and we could go like that, so that this tidies up, and then this blue could go up that way. So that means we no longer need blue access from down here, which separates that. And it doesn't give the yellows can't go this way into anything. So I think that actually makes things better. A little cleaner. Simplifies the road a little bit there. If we run with that, how do things look? This blue needs to get onto that road. We're almost at 550 for score. There's a lot of crisscrossing going on here, but I think things are coping at the moment. I like that orange being there. That's going to help us with this arena. Nice to have another orange that's close by. Light blue, you need to go that way. We were almost at 700, so things are picking up. I'm going to go for another roundabout. Is that the best way? I feel like another roundabout could be useful. Why? Why are we getting pinks over there? That is so annoying. Unbelievably annoying. Why? That's the worst place for those to be. If we, I mean, we're just gonna muddle the yellows again if we connect this road down to here. I mean, not yellow, these pinks are super useful, but it's just so annoying that they're on that side of the road and not this side of the road. Can we make anything simpler here? Like we've got enough. We don't really need this connection anymore. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for that one. This one over here has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a pretty even split. So if we do that, I mean, the game's probably going to spawn something in here, which is going to be super annoying, but we can live with that. If we, I am tempted to just go like this, and if we just separate this for a second, yeah, I know you don't like that. I know you're unhappy. I guess if we just leave it there for the moment, if we put the, can we get a roundabout in here? And then if we bring that back over to there, then I feel like that the roundabout is useful because that keeps, we've got a lot of cars going different ways here. I feel like that makes that better. And then we don't need that connection, which actually buys us a tunnel back. So I feel like that's significant. I think that is I think that is going to be nicer. So that simplifies. So that means then that if we connect this roadway here down to here, the pinks can go through. Some yellows could come around to this, but I don't feel like that's going to happen. Not a lot anyways. So I feel like we're better. I feel like that change makes this a viable option. We go like that. Think that, so we're at 700. I feel better about that layout of things. Yeah, of course there's a pink here. That pink is not useful to us there. I guess we'll do that. Kind of muddies the waters a little bit, but maybe it's okay. Coming up on 800, where I feel like we're in a very tense moment of the game here, because I feel like the next few moments are going to determine whether we're in that. Oh, let's pause for a sec. Whether we're going to be in that wheelhouse of like getting that 1200 to 1600 sort of range, or whether we're going to be able to push past into the 2000s. So that's a dark blue. I feel like we want to go to that house there to try, and I feel like we probably need access here, but I want to get rid of that at some point if I can. Yeah, right there. Okay, so pause. That can go there, and then we can pull that out. Two houses, I think, is enough to keep one of those alive. So I feel like that will be a good. I feel like we can make that separation work. We got a motorway or a tunnel. I'm always pro motorway, and I feel like the motorway is going to be useful here if we pause for a second. What is the best option here? I feel like the best option is going to be to take a motorway from over here. Like, because this is a nightmare. Like, this is just too long. We can't have long roads like this. It's just not going to work because as the traffic gets super intense, like, it's just not going to be able to keep up. I feel like that will make that like much more manageable. And then the game throws something like that in the works, and then you're like, well, what the heck now? What the heck now? I mean, actually, you know what we can do? This is not as horrific as I thought it could be. Oh well, that road is horrifically drawn, but that is very doable right there. So I feel like we've given ourselves a good outlet there for that to keep it under control. And then we've got that. Now we do have another orange down here. That is going to be super helpful. So I feel like we need that. So that gives the oranges a good way to get in there and a good way to get down there because I feel like we need these oranges still to help out a little bit right there. Because I don't feel like we've got quite enough oranges to help that arena. I wish we did. I mean, we're almost at 1,000. Things are going to start ramping up really quick here. The score is going to start moving. We've passed 1,000. That is a good accomplishment. Oh, let's pause for a second. You need to go that way. I mean, I don't love this snarl of road up here. It is not ideal in the slightest. A roundabout in 20 or traffic lights in 20? Let's take the roundabout. Pause. Now, what are we doing with these ones down here? I guess they're all going up there. Guess that is what that needs. Do we have anything else new that needs to be hooked up? Nothing else that needs to be hooked up. Things are starting to struggle a little bit. We need a lot of pink. A lot of pink up there. And a lot of yellow over there. I wish that we would get a yellow house or two up this way. Is there another way that we can get some yellows through? Because it would be nice. Like these two yellows here, they could go elsewhere. Or actually, if those two go there, Can we get away with this light blue here is annoying. I'm tempted to sever that and just send it on to that because I think that will be a net win. I think that is a net win. I think that gives us more yellows for the top part there. And I think that will make things better. I mean, that just creates a traffic disaster there. Actually, you know what we should do? Come this way, you guys. Come down this way. That is better. Pause for a second. We're almost at 1200. Things are really, really kicking off here. Everything is going bonkers. Can we just need more oranges here? Do we not have I mean, I can make that connection. I don't know that it's actually going to make things better. If anything, it'll probably make it worse. But we need so many oranges. Then naturally there's another yellow there. Great spot for another yellow. Oh, we're heading towards 1300. Things are getting pushed to the max. But everything is surviving. We're over 1300. I don't think we need a bridge. A tunnel might be useful. Let's pause for a second. What? Can we get anything into a better spot than we already have? I mean, I actually feel it's interesting. I feel like we could get rid of that motorway now because I feel like we've got enough dark blues that they can just surge to the side of the board without much issue. And then that would let us have that motorway. If we run things forward so we get that motorway back. Pause, pause, pause. If we get that motorway and we were to put that motorway like right here, right in those people's front yard. Yeah, I know you don't want to go there, but okay, maybe right there. How's that? Can we surge enough yellows into that part of the map? Like, does anybody? It's got to be quicker, right? For some people to get there. Like, we just need more yellow houses. We just don't even have enough yellow houses to get. We're over 1400. That yellow up there is gonna go, isn't it? That one on the very top here is gonna. That's just not enough yellows. What did that? So almost 1500. What does that mean for the score? Was that I don't feel like we got past the peak, right? We didn't get past the peak of the score. That's top 45. Top 45. I mean, that's good, but I feel like we could do better. Okay, let's see. So top 45, not where I want to be. I feel like we were very close to getting over this next little hump here into what should be a better score than top 45%. So let's try this again. And let's see if we can set ourselves up for a better. Oh, that's interesting. That is unexpected. We're starting in a slightly different position this time. You're over by the water. We didn't get here until late in the game on the last go around. This is this is unexpected. I'm not sure how this is going to. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I don't know that I've been on a map before where the second playthrough was that different in terms of the location. This is a bit unfortunate. So now we're gonna have this light blue coming across the bridge here. So we've got a shared roadway over to the light blue store there. I'm not horrified though initially. I feel like we can live with this for the time being. And then maybe we'll get another bridge and we can run these guys over to the other side on a different roadway. Actually, let's do that. Let's not be silly with our roads. This is very interesting. A very different starts. Now let's take. I still think roundabouts are the way to go over the traffic lights. No, and so now we've got the orange here with the arena. So the upgraded store to arena path, which is going to make the traffic and demand of this a lot bigger. And then naturally, whoa, 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 what is going on here? So now we've got an orange store up here, we've got a yellow one down here. Chaos is ensuing. What is the game doing? So if we go like this, that gets the blues around without impeding this yellow, but it's kind of all for naught because like things need to go now up. Yeah, because now it's like I got another yellow here. The yellow can't go anywhere, super useful. And I need to get an orange over to here. So what are we going to do about it? And we're at the bottom of the map. That's the extra annoying thing there is that we are at the very bottom. So if this runs into that, we can do that. We can do that. So the yellows come on and go off. But I probably will bring them off down here. Because that then lets us take this off like that. I think that lets everybody get everywhere and keeps the roads mildly contained. But the roads are starting to get bonker. Yeah, this is such an odd. This is a very different start, very different playthrough. I feel like starting in a different part of the map like this. It is no less awkward, but it is awkward in whole new ways. And we keep getting oranges here, which are all piling into this spot. So let's take that bridge in 20. The tunnel could be useful, but I really want to sever that and to take this over to there. Can we make that bridge? Well, let's just leave it. That's not bad. It's a little wonky, but not too crazy. So we don't need to have this plugged into the roundabout here because the blues are coming around over the water. It's a little awkward. Now, where's this one going to go? Can we get that onto the bridge? Okay, that's good. I would have been peeved if we had not been able to make that connection there, but we are good. I mean, it is awkward, but we're making it work. Now we've got, it's great, we've got the dark blue, which we're going to need to go through the mountain and down here. Not ideal, but that's not horrible. Why is that? Pause for a sec. An orange one, like, orange is losing its marbles here. We've got so much demand for orange. If we take, can we separate this? Let's take this up. Let's take this up here. Let's back this up. So maybe we can make this slightly cleaner. So there's lots of chaos, but things are mildly coming together. I think we need another tunnel because who knows what the game is going to throw at us here. Who knows what the next bit of craziness is going to be. This is interesting. There's never a dull moment when you're playing this game. And that is a compliment. They've done an amazing job with this game in terms of the tuning and how it all runs and is set up. But yeah, just like I always say, it's like as soon as you think that maybe you kind of understand what's going on and you kind of understand what the game is doing, it goes and throws a curveball. So now we've got lots of these light blues down here. Naturally, we've got a light blue store up here. So I think our only choice is to come and share this roadway. And then to do like a tunnel like that. I do not love that, but pause. That's a, yeah, Let's just go straight up. The game is doing all, let's pause. Game is doing all manner of things here. So we should now, theoretically, it's not what I want. I don't want to take that bridge out of commission. I just don't want this. Not that. This. Because with that, with the two over here, we actually have enough at the moment, I think, to take care of that store. Do we want a tunnel in 20 or a roundabout? I think we want a tunnel. It gives us a couple tunnels to play with, which could be useful. You never know what will happen next. But pause. That is mildly annoying. No, I guess that's just going to be like that. I don't know where we want. Do we want those to even come down? I mean, we could bring the orange could come over there. Maybe that's going to be useful. Maybe it prevents some other things from spawning, which is also useful. We're coming up on 250. Still very much in the early game. Let's pause that. That 3 houses is probably enough. I don't think I'm going to bring this one into the mix yet. Maybe we'll do that just to make sure that we don't get totally anything super weird happening over here. Just don't know. Let's see. Ugh. Well, I know that I don't love that, but let's keep it going for now. So we can do a motorway. Yeah, I mean, we'll always take a motorway in that situation. Obviously, I think a motorway is better than traffic lights, but also it is a motorway. And motorways are amazing and awesome and everything good, so we will take that. I don't really know how to best bring some of these houses over here into the mix. Let's keep running and see where the game takes us. Coming up on 300. Still early days. Early days. It's just up pause. We got another light blue over here. It's like just sit here. It's like eyes darting back and forth. Let's pause for a sec. So that's obviously awkward. It's like, thank you, game, for putting a pink store into a really awkward to access area. What are we doing here? What is going on? We want the motorway from there to go over. Okay. It just wanted me to bring it all the way to the other side of the map. So I think that is a must-have right there. So we got a yellow up there. So we can bring this around. I don't think we need to be quite as verbose as that road drawing is there. Let's do that so at least hugs the corners a little bit, not too wiggly all over the place. Now, what is the best option here? I mean, I kind of wanted to separate this for the time being. So if we do that, then if we bring these over here, so that all connects. So yellows are good, the light blues are good, the oranges are kind of stuck at the moment, but maybe that's okay. Maybe they don't need to be coming out of that spot, at least not that way. Let's run again and see what. Pause for a second. I just want to change this down here because I can see. This is awkward because now we can't get. I mean, maybe we just want that. Maybe that's the best way because 2 is still enough for this store. Maybe that is the best way to run those roads down there. Is there. It's like always got to be head on a swivel, seeing where the game's going. So let's take a motorway. Let's pause for a sec. We've got the light blue there. This yellow. I guess that's fine. We can go there. Take out that tree. I feel like that all works still. So we're approaching 400. Still early days. We're starting to get closer to that time of the game where things are going to start really picking up in terms of traffic. But we're not quite there yet. I think we can come around this way maybe. Those houses can handle both of those stores, so that should be okay. Kind of wondering if there's optimizations to be had here. Ways to start tidying this up a bit. But we'll see where the game starts to take things. because we're not in a bad spot at the moment. And I feel like we've got most of the tools that we would use to tidy things up. So while I'm concerned, I'm not horrified. We're over 500. There's so many yellow. Why is there so many yellow stores over here? I mean, let's separate that road and let's just bring you up there like that. I guess that gets us 3 houses for 2 stores there. It's probably enough. Yeah, there's not really a better way through there, is there? Guess we will keep that connection for now. Running things again. What do we got now? Roundabout might actually be good. Bridge is always nice, but I feel like the roundabout is probably going to be useful here. Stop for a sec because we've got game is being annoying and we want to probably bring this yellow over, no, over here like that so that this can come down here and get hooked in there. That can probably go that way. So it just kind of naturally lines up to serve that store, but we'll keep them all connected to see where the demand needs to go. Well, that's interesting. So we can just go and take, so this lined up. I don't think we need to go there. We can go like that. So that means we can separate that road. 2 there and 2 there. That is nice. Another orange up there. I don't love that. Heading towards 600. We're starting to get into that mid to late game phase where traffic is going to start ramping up. Let's pause for a sec. So we're actually positioned for this okay. We've got this orange store now, but we can bring this as a motorway over top of all the chaos. Just took that up. That should be okay. Oh, and then naturally, let's pause that. So we've got the dark blue up here. So I'm feeling like this might be cleaner if we actually come down here and go around like that. And then I feel like we probably need to bring this around like that. Yeah, we need to basically go up. Okay. So if we have 3 coming through, how do we get kind of thinking we want this roundabout over here. Can we get the roundabout in nicely? It's not really where we want that. If that comes in there, then this can go up. Naturally, we're out of road. That only saved us one bit of road. That's got 2 bits of road. We're slowly eking our way across the map. Is there more spots to save? That saves us another bit of road. Need like 1, 2, we need 3 more bits of road. Three more bits. I mean, I don't love it, but we could do this and we can just save ourselves some road for the time being. Just to get the proper connection in. Let's run that for the moment. Oh, let's pause. This dark blue needs to go down there. So we're over 6, we're heading towards 650. We're definitely heading into, you can see the traffic starting to, oh, let's pause, the traffic starting to pick up. This dark blue needs to go in there. Let's run that some more. Heading towards 700, end of the week, which would be good. We'll take a roundabout in 20 because I don't like the traffic lights. So we're at around 700. This dark blue is in an awkward spot, but we can bring that over there. This orange, still can't really do anything with that. Is everything else okay? Nope, there's another dark blue. Why is that dark blue over there? I guess that's okay because we can come down there. Kind of threading the needle on these. Pause. Another dark blue there. There's a lot of dark blues in a very awkward location. That would probably be a useful motorway there. I don't know if we're gonna get one in a timely fashion, but we'll see. See what the game decides to bring out next. Oh, pause that. This pink needs to go up there. Well, let's pause that. Both of those are not in a useful spot. Not useful. Not useful at all. Keep running it forward. The dark blue is struggling. We are barely keeping up with that arena up at the top there. We're almost at 900. It's the end of the week almost. Yes, a motorway. That was desperately needed. If we take a motorway from, let's take this down to there. And then let's take that just up onto there. If we sever that, we take that back up to there. Oh yeah, okay, we just run it for a moment. So we get that motorway back. Please quickly. Yeah, there we go. Motorway. Let's put the motorway on here in the middle. And let's run it up to there. Can't really use this dark blue, can we? It's awkward. But that should help us immensely. That should get dark blues into that arena in a real hurry. And actually, we can pause this. If we go up here, we can remove that. We can remove that current tunnel, and I guess we have to run it forward because we need that tunnel, the old tunnel, out of there. Yeah, there we go. So pause that, bring this tunnel all the way out. So that means both of those are included now. Now, bring this pink down here. These pinks can come on board there. Got another orange store down here, which is awkward. I actually think what we probably want to do is if we bring these oranges into a coherent spot, I think we actually want to get rid of that motorway. And then if we were to put those over this way, I think we could bring the traffic from there down to here. And we could run a line off of here. No, you gotta come off here. And if we just run that forward until we get that motorway back. Yeah, that pink's gonna be annoying, but we'll deal with that in a moment. Yeah, please have that motorway back. Yeah, pause. If we take this motorway up here, we run that down to there. These houses should be able to deal with that. These should help that side. Attach that there. We've got pinks here, which can connect on there. That pink should go that way. How do we get, I guess we can bring this on to, we do that, we bring that onto there, that, on like that. And then we bring you on like that. So then the pinks are coming off of this roundabout. That should let us funnel traffic to everything. If we've got, how many dark blues do we have? We've got two here and two here. Don't feel like we need that connection anymore. That'll simplify things. We won't end up with any weird like blue and pink crossover there. It's a bunch of changes, but I feel like that's all for the better. We're at basically 1,000. This is a really touch and go spot here because we now, this is where we need to push forward and really make a strong push for the high score, getting higher up the leaderboard. Yeah, that blue, light blue, I'm sorry, man, you're in an awful spot. Not super useful, but let's see, what are we gonna get? A whole bunch of road tiles is probably useful. A lot of pink stuff going on up here. Let's pause for a second. This dark blue is very inconveniently located. How do we get you somewhere useful? Can we bring you down? Ugh, I don't like that. That is all kinds of bad. We just had to connect that dark blue in through this parking lot. But I feel like that's necessary for the time being. I'm curious if we come over here, if we pause for a second, can we do something different with these guys? If this yellow came up, see, I don't really want it to come in front of. Does that give enough room? Maybe we can put it like that for now. Does that give enough room for this? I mean, if we sever that, if we bring you down like that, can we make that? Can we make that work? Feel like we can make that work. I might put that back there after, but I want to make sure we've got enough blues coming up there. I think we're gonna push on that, see if that'll work. We're over 1,200. Things are moving. Another yellow down here. There's yellow over here. That's awkward. Oh, and another yellow there. think we can bring you back this way. I think this one on the top right is good now. A bridge or a tunnel? Let's look for a sec. Bridge or a tunnel? Bridge actually might be better for us. I mean, just the only thing about a bridge is maybe we could come across here and we could just keep the pinks to themselves. I don't know if that's super useful necessarily, but it does. I mean, the other thing is we could theoretically put the pink motorway down here more, and we could bridge from here across so that the motorway, like if the motorway came up there, the bridge came across, maybe that makes. I don't know that I want to make that change. It doesn't seem like necessarily enough. It's not a clear win. Let's take that bridge though. I think we'll take the bridge and maybe we'll use it in a moment here. We're coming up on 1400. This is feeling better than the last one, but I don't know yet. I just don't want to. I don't want to jinx anything. Tense because it can turn in a hurry. We're in trouble with those yellows. Is there? We just don't have. Actually, let's bring. You should be going that way. That one will help. Don't have any other yellows around though. We are over 1500. We are in a better spot than we were in our last game. Let's pause for a second. We do have yellows here. How do we get them somewhere? How do we get them somewhere useful? How do I get you? Actually, you're not doing anything useful either. We got lots of yellows here and they are not working for us. I mean, I think we have a way of connecting these. I think we can just go like that. And so then if we are connected there and if we're connected there, that should bring a lot more yellow cars to the party. The motorway is always useful. I mean, I feel like we could do. We've got so many yellows down here. I feel like we should be able to do something productive. Like, can we get a motorway from like here around this mountain and go like that and remove this tunnel? Does that feel like that makes things better, right? Maybe? What is coming across here? I'm kind of tempted. Can we make... Can we go around here? So if we remove this for a sec. This is awkward, I know. And we... Doesn't really make anything any better, does it? I'm not really going to be able to shortcut and just make these yellows go. I don't think I'm going to make the yellows go the way I want them to go. So let's... Maybe that's okay though. That motorway should give us plenty of yellows though, heading the right way. Because we've got a lot of yellow down there, I feel like, that is not fully utilized. We are over 60, we're almost at 1700. Let's pause for a second. This orange can get connected through to there. This light blue is just in an annoying place. Is it better? Is it better if we come around like this and move this up to there? Kind of feel like it is. I feel like we could even move that down to here. And then that should be like way less driving that a lot of those pink cars need to do. We're almost at 1800. This is the run. This is the one that we were hoping for. This is what I thought was possible on the last one, and things are just rolling now. You can see what I mean, like the score just starts to shoot up in a crazy way. And I think our pink stuff, we're gonna be able to keep that. It's tunnel in 20. We moved that motorway. Is it gonna throw everything into chaos, or are we gonna be able to keep it all alive? I don't know. Is it gonna be too much? Like everything is just teetering on the edge. I probably messed it up with those pinks the way I moved them around, but I still feel like it was the better way. I probably just did it too late in the game. This was a much better score though. Very happy with how this all played out. That was gonna happen, but I'm happy with that. 2165. That is the score we wanted. Where does that put us now? Top 20%? Much better. Much happier with that. Still a lot of runway there, and a lot of opportunities, I think, to optimize, but super happy with that. Much better. A really tough and challenging map, but pretty cool, I think, what we managed to accomplish on Cairns. And it looks like next time we're going to be heading to Copenhagen, a map with a train on. Been a while since we've seen one of those. But thank you guys very much for watching. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please make sure to do so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. And thank you very much for watching. We will see you again soon. Take care. Bye.